interesting find that I'm kind of working through right now. I'm over at the beach. I'll show you guys. This is beautiful little peninsula area. Working with the elements, right? Also, apologies if the wind is a little loud, but we're gonna work with it as best as we can because I forgot my headphones. So, had a little moment this morning where I was writing about, something I was having a challenge with, right? Certain bills and stuff piling up and whatever. This is common for many of us, right? But something that I heard was this concept of anything that you're still paying for, like a bill, a debt owed, that brings up uncomfortable or angry emotions within you, is because you actually subconsciously have some kind of resentment to a memory tied with that bill or that payment or that debt, right? So this can mean a few different things. It can be a resentment or anger towards a situation, a person, or even yourself. Let's just breathe that in for a moment, right? So later I want you to go and just take a few moments to notice how you feel when you're going to pay for things, or you have certain things that are nagging at you, that you feel like you can't deal with them, or you can't, there's just some kind of blockage, right? Write it down and notice how each debt or expense or payment makes you feel, and see if there's any memories that come up for you while you are thinking of that bill or that payment, right? So when we work with anger, resentment, any of that, right, it's a form of grief because something didn't work out the way that we thought it would, because we realized we didn't have full control over the situation, or perhaps because we knew that we could have opened up, right, to the situation when it happened, but we didn't. So there may be some need for acceptance, for some release, or for some self-forgiveness, at the least, for things to start to flow again. So when we have a stockpile of anything, right? Chores, bills, something feels like it's not moving right in our relationships, in our creativity, in our work, in anything in the material world as well, or even feeling mentally stopped up, emotionally stopped up, it's likely because there is some residue of the past hanging out in your subconscious and also in your body, right? A lot of us talk about the subconscious, yet there's so much that manifests in the physical body. Because I don't know if any of you guys have read The Body Keeps the Score. I have not yet, but I've done a lot of reading and research on, what the body does, right? So we might mentally, on one level, be able to let go, forgive, give grace, whatever that means, on one level. And then years later, that same issue comes back, and maybe it's stored in our hips our brain, our ears, our throat, whatever. And it manifests itself in physical ailments, right? If we're able to catch it early enough, it might just be, something minor. But when our body goes to something major, it's our body screaming for us to listen to what we're holding on to emotionally. So whatever you may be experiencing, whatever you may have been tiptoeing around, just know that when you do get to reach that place of listening to your body, spirit, whatever it is that makes sense to you, it's going to come with a lot more grace than your past is telling you. So just take a deep breath and let yourself start to ease into that space. I love you guys. Thank you.